Hello, welcome back to my kitchen. Today I wanted to make a really nice fluffy banana cake. I have some really overripe bananas here, so it's a really good way to use it up. So over in this bowl I've got 170 grams of granulated sugar, and I'm going to add 170 grams of plain unsalted butter. This is at room temperature just to make it easier to whisk, otherwise good luck. But just try to cream this together. It's still a little hard, but that's fine. I did have to put the butter in the microwave for 30 seconds just to loosen it up a little bit, because I couldn't whisk it together by hand, and now we're going to continue trying to cream this together. When your sugar and butter has been creamed together, we're going to add 3 large room temperature eggs. The room temperature eggs just helps the mixture cream up much better than something that's fridge cold. Just going to add these in, and we're going to whisk this into the mixture. I'm not adding them all at once because I don't want it to start to separate. Just whisk a little bit, make sure it's combined, and then add the third. When this is creamed together, just add your last egg, and then cream this, combine it. Adding the egg slowly just helps to stop it separating so much and looking curdled. Just going to beat this in. So now we're going to measure out around 170 grams of flour. I just want to say that I've never actually done this particular recipe before. I'm just sort of throwing things together, and if it works out, it works out. If it's not, then it's a fail. But just sift this together. This is just going to allow your cake to be a little airier. Next, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. We're going to sift this as well, just to get rid of any of those lumps. And along with this flour baking powder mixture, we're going to add half a teaspoon of salt. This just helps bring out the flavours in the cake, although it might sound odd to add salt to a sweet recipe. And half a teaspoon of cinnamon. This is an optional step, but I really like the little edge it gives. I feel like it pairs really well with banana. And we're going to mix this together. When you've mixed the flour and everything in there together, just add it to your egg, butter and sugar mixture. Don't mix it in yet. What we're going to do now is mash up these bananas. We can just use the bowl that we cooked the flour in. Oops! They're so overripe, they're just sort of breaking apart. But honestly, the darker they are, the better. I've tried making banana cake with bananas that are just perfectly ripe for general eating, and the flavour just wasn't there in the cake. The darker it gets, the sweeter the bananas are, the more intense that banana flavour is in your cake, and it's just so much better. So definitely do use a very overripe banana. When your banana has been pulped up, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, not vanilla essence. Vanilla essence just doesn't have the same flavour, and it can sometimes taste a little bitter. You definitely want to use extract. So we're just going to mix that in, make sure everything is pulped up nicely, and we're going to add this to the flour and egg sugar mixture. Scrape in all the excess. So we're going to fold in this mixture. You don't want to over mix at this point because it can make your cake a bit too dense. When this is just combined, remember you don't want to over mix it. We're going to add it to a greased and lined baking tin, a baking loaf, and this is going to go in a preheated oven, which is preheated at 180 degrees Celsius for around 45 minutes. In my particular oven, for some reason, cakes just tend to burn rather than cook. So I'm going to cook it in my own at 160 degrees for around an hour, or until it's cooked through. I have got very overfilled tin, so I'm going to have to cook this on a very low heat. But I like to sprinkle just a little bit of sugar on top. Usually I like to use bigger pieces of sugar than this, like golden granulated sugar. But it just gives this extra crunch, and this is ready to go in the oven. I am putting a tray underneath just to make sure that it doesn't overflow and catch any drip. And this is ready for the oven. So the cake is done. I have to say it's smaller than it is because I gave some away. We already ate some and it tasted really, really good. I was actually really happy with the way it turned out. The only thing is I would make a few changes for the next time. I would definitely use self-raising flour instead of plain flour just to help it rise better because it didn't rise quite how I wanted it to. Although it's not tasting stodgy either, which is what I really wanted to avoid. And definitely use the correct baking loaf tin size because it overflowed during the baking process. So next time, yeah, I'll definitely use self-raising flour, maybe a tad less butter, like maybe 30 grams, like 30 to 40 grams less, and maybe 30 to 40 grams more flour, just to help that rise. But otherwise the taste was perfect and I was really happy with the way this turned out. So I'll definitely re-record this sometime with an updated recipe. That's because I want to get this banana cake right, because it turned out more like a cake rather than a banana loaf. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do leave a like and subscribe and comment for any further suggestions, what you might like to see next. Thank you so much for watching.